Good day, class.
Good day, ma'am.
Before we start our discussion for today, Mr. Narvaza, could you please lead us a prayer, please?
So let's bow down our heads and pray. In the name of the Father, of the Son, and the Holy Spirit, amen. Dear Father in heaven, we are here before you. Help us to study well. Help us to be obedient and honest. Help us to love one another. Bless our teacher, bless our school, bless our country, and bring us all to heaven. Amen.
Amen. Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. Sit down. Please be seated. Now, I will check your attendance. If I mention your name, say present, okay? Federizo, Christian.
Present, ma'am.
Layda, Christian.
Present, ma'am.
Agent po.
Narvaza, John.
Present, ma'am.
Pena, Kylene.
Present, ma'am.
Okay. Everyone is present. Now, kindly pass your assignment. Pass in the front, and then Mr. Narvaza, put it here. Thank you so much. Now, can someone tell me what is our topic yesterday? Mr. Layda,
About 5 senses of human, ma'am.
5 senses of a human. How about you, Mr. Federizo? Can you give me the 5 senses of human?
The 5 senses of the human is the sense of sight, smell, taste, touch, and hear.
Here, okay. Now, Miss Pena, how those senses help us in our daily lives?
The 5 senses help us in a way that as a human, we have eyes to see, we have ears to hear, we have nose to smell, we have tongue to taste, and also we have hand to touch.
Okay, very good. Now, I have here an sentence. Then I will ask you some questions. I will appoint someone to answer my question, okay? Here. Diana appeared to be very moral and upstanding young lady, but those who knew her knew that she was iniquitous. Now, Mr. Narvaza, can you tell me what do you think in here is an unfamiliar word?
Iniquitous.
Iniquitous. Okay. Mr. Federizo, can you tell me
Yes, ma'am.
what kind of sentence or what type of sentence is this?
Antonyms, ma'am.
Antonyms, okay. Mr. Layda, according to Mr. Narvaza, the unfamiliar word is iniquitous. What do you think is the other meaning or other term of iniquitous?
Good or virtuous, ma'am.
Good or virtues. Okay. Thank you for that. Now, may I ask Miss Pena, why do you think I ask you the meaning of word which is unfamiliar to you?
Maybe it is related to our topic today.
Okay, maybe it is related to our topic today. Now, Mr. Layda, what do you think would be our topic today?
I think about context clues, ma'am.
Context clues, which is, it's referring to unfamiliar word in a sentence. Okay. Now, I will set this aside first. For today's objectives, at the end of the session, student must be able to define context clues, differentiate the types of context clues, and apply context clues in a sentence. Now, what is context clue? Wait for a while. It will take a moment. Context clues. Context clues are hints a reader can use to discover the meaning of unfamiliar words. Kanina, yung ating ang pinahanap ko sa inyo is yung unfamiliar words, which is that is a context clue. Context clue, many authors uses types of context clues, which is the examples, synonyms, antonyms, and definition. Here, to identify those types of context clues, we have here examples. Examples, which means words that illustrate the unfamiliar word. It gives the meaning of the unfamiliar word. It illustrates, yes. Synonyms, words that mean almost the same thing. Same word has same meaning, different word. Antonyms, words by stating the opposite. The opposite meaning of the word. The opposite word. The opposite, but as long as opposite siya doon sa unfamiliar words natin. Next is the definition. Words that explain immediately after its use. The unfamiliar word first, then to be followed by its explanation about what is the definition of the unfamiliar words. I have here an example. Okay.
Okay.
To give you an example, I have for the examples. Restaurants ambience. Including it's quiet music. Flowers and candlelights. My God. Made it perfect. Perfect place for Valentine's Day. Now, in this sentence, Mr. Federizo, can you tell me what is the unfamiliar word?
Ambience, ma'am.
Ambience, okay. Ambience. What do you think is this type of context use?
Example, ma'am. Because
Example.
it illustrates the unfamiliar words.
It's illustrate the unfamiliar words, which means in ambience described as a quiet music, flowers and candlelights. Ambience is the example of quiet music, flowers, candlelights are describes to be an ambience. Remember, class, that examples were that illustrate the unfamiliar words. Quiet music, flowers, and candlelights describe the word ambience. Okay? The restaurant's ambience, including its quiet music, flowers, and candlelights, made it a perfect place for Valentine's Day. Now, you understand what is example is?
Yes, ma'am.
You get it, guys?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let's proceed to the synonyms. Synonyms, the child's ability to perform gymnastic was apparent. Apparent or obvious. Right? Obvious at an early stage. Now, Mr. Narvaza, can you identify what is the unfamiliar word in the sentence?
The unfamiliar word is apparent.
Apparent. Apparent, and what do you think is this kind of context clues?
Synonyms.
Synonyms. Synonyms because?
Because the word is almost the same thing.
The word is almost the same thing. Okay, Thank you, Mr. Narvaza. It is a synonym because the word apparent or obvious. When we see synonym, words that mean this almost the same thing, it uses the word or. Right? other meaning, in other description, it is obvious. Apparent means obvious. The child's ability to perform gymnastic was apparent or obvious at an early stage. Synonym, words that mean almost the same thing. Next, we have antonyms. Antonyms. Carla was meticulous with her assignment. Unlike her brother, Ralph, who is scribbled all over the page. Okay, Miss Pena, can you identify the sentence? What is unfamiliar word?
The unfamiliar word in the sentence is meticulous.
Meticulous. Meticulous. What do you think is this type of context clues?
Antonyms, ma'am.
Antonyms because
Because the words unlike.
it uses the word
Unlike.
Unlike meticulous, Carla was meticulous with her assignments, unlike her brother, Ralph, who is scribbled all over the page. Now, antonyms words by stating the opposite. Okay. Because it uses the word unlike, which is stating an opposite word. Antonym is stating an opposite word. Unlike, it uses the word unlike. Okay. Next is the definition. I have here an example. Okay. For the definition, I have here the sentence. Abby was repulsed by the spider crawling up her arm. She had a feeling of disgust and dislike. Now, Mr. Layda, in this sentence shown in here, what do you think is the unfamiliar word?
I think repulse, ma'am.
Repulse. And what do you think is this type of sentence?
Definition.
Definition because
The definition of the word repulse is already in a sentence.
why?
Because repulse word means feeling of disgust and dislike.
Okay, very good. Disgust and dislike. The word disgust and dislike describes the word repulse. So, we say that this sentence is a definition because the meaning of the unfamiliar word is described in the sentence. Definition, words that explain immediately after the use of unfamiliar words. Okay, do you get it?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you get what is examples? Did those types of context clues?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I will recall. Mr. Layda, what is example?
Example, word
What
that
do you mean by
illustrate-
example?
Example,
Yes,
word that illustrate unfamiliar word.
words that illustrate the unfamiliar words. What about you, Mr. Narvaza? What do you think is the antonym?
Antonyms is stating the opposite.
Opposite word of the unfamiliar word. Miss Pena, what is a synonym?
Word that mean almost the same.
Synonym means almost the same meaning. Next, Mr. Federizo, what is definition?
Definition, ma'am, from the root word of define means defining the unfamiliar words, ma'am.
Defining the unfamiliar words. Okay, very good. Now, to test your knowledge or your understanding on our topic we have already discussed, I have here prepared paragraph that I will ask some questions for you to state, to answer what should be the unfamiliar words and what type of context clues it is. Here. I have here also the missing words for you to have the easy access or easy source kung ano yung word. Okay, before that, let me read the whole paragraph for you. It was time for the band to march on the field. The crowd was blank. People screamed and cheered, showing their excitement. The music blank or increased in volume. Unlike her black friends, Morgan wasn't afraid to perform in front of the roaring crowd. After the show, the crowd gave a standing blank. The fans stood and clapped to show their appreciation for such a great performance. Now, Mr. Narvaza, number 1. Can you read the number 1, please?
It was time for the band to march on the field. The crowd was blank.
What do you think? What unfamiliar word do you think we need to put there to complete the sentence?
Static.
Static. Good. Static. Now, let me ask you this. What do you think is this type of context clues?
Example.
Example. Ecstatic. Why is that ecstatic? Because you need first to finish the sentence for you to identify what is the ecstatic. You said it's an example. So, example, it uses illustrate a word. It gives an example for you to identify the word. You need to finish the sentence first. It was time for the band to march on the field. The crowd was ecstatic. People screamed and cheered, showing their excitement. Now, what you already finished the sentence. What do you think the other word or the other term for you to describe the word ecstatic, since you said it is a type of example? Yes, Mr. Narvaza? Okay, someone? Yes, Mr. Federizo.
People screamed and cheered, showing their excitement.
Okay, cheered, word cheered, word scream, cheered, and showing their excitement describes the word ecstatic. So, the word scream, cheered, showing their excitement is an example. Okay? Yes?
It's not.
Okay. Now, number 2. The music blank or increased in volume. Mr. Layda, what do you think is the missing unfamiliar word?
I think intensified.
Intensified. Why is that?
What's that?
Intensified. What do you think? Wait. What do you think is the type of context clues it is?
Synonyms now.
Synonyms. Synonyms because why you say it is a synonym?
Because the word intensify is the same as the word increase
Since it uses the word or, which is the conjunction word, it uses the word or that describe its other meaning. Yes, intensified and increase has the same meaning. And it uses the word for. Okay, next. Unlike her blank friends, Morgan wasn't afraid to perform in the front of the rowing crowd. Yes, Mr. Federizo,
Yes, ma'am.
what do you think is our unfamiliar word?
Timid, ma'am.
Timid.
Yes, ma'am.
Timid. What do you think is this type of context clues?
Antonyms, ma'am.
Antonyms. Why is that?
Because of the word unlike.
Unlike. It uses the word
Unlike.
Okay. Next. Sit down, Mr. Federizo. Next. After the show, the crowd gave a standing blank. The fans stood and clapped as showing their appreciation for a great performance. Miss Pena, what do you think is our unfamiliar words? Missing unfamiliar words.
Ovation na.
Ovation. Standing ovation. Why? What do you think it is a type of context clues?
Definition na.
Definition because?
Because-
Ovation?
Because ovation, define the fans stood and clapped to show their appreciation for such a great performance.
Okay. It is a type of context clues definition, which means the ovation is followed by its definition right after its use. Ovation means fans stood and clapped to show their appreciation for such a great performance. Okay, now, let's read the whole paragraph completely. It was time for the band to march on the field. The crowd was ecstatic. People screamed and cheered, showing their excitement. The music intensified or increased in volume. Unlike her timid friends, Morgan was unafraid to perform in front of the rowing crowd. After the show, the crowd gave a standing ovation. The fans stood and clapped to show their appreciation for such a great performance. Okay, in this whole paragraph, paragraph, we have the four types. We uses the four types of context clues: the example, the synonym, the antonym, and the definition. Now, do you get it? Do you get what is context clues and its four types?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Let me ask you one question. Is anyone here na makasagot sa tanong ko, which is why we need to study and understand context clues? Bakit natin kailangang matutunan at maintindihan ang context clues? Yes, Mr. Federizo.
Kailangan natin matutunan ang context clues upang mapadali ang pagkikipag-usap natin sa ibang tao, mas mapadali natin maintindihan ang mga salitang hindi natin alam.
Okay, very good.
Thank you, ma'am.
Napapadali ang pakikipag-usap at pakikitungo natin sa iba. May mga bagay na, may mga pangungusap o may mga salita na hindi tayo hindi natin naintindihan. Pero dahil sa pakikitungo at pag-aalam natin kung ano yun, ay maaari natin yung ma-adapt or matutunan mismo at ma-apply din natin sa sarili. Okay? Gets ninyo? Alam ninyo naintindihan?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Sige. Meron ako ditong inihanda na evaluation para masukat natin ang kaalaman at natutunan ninyo sa klase natin ngayon. Distribute Mr. Narvaza, please. Mr. Federizo.
Thank you, ma'am.
You have 10 minutes to answer our evaluation, and then right after you finish answering that, we have to check it para naman alam ninyo kung saan kayo nagkamali. Okay? I'll give you 10 minutes.
Ang mga picture mo na tayo, ari ko dali tanan. Pero tuloy kape mo, doon mo tuloy yung tira. Wari dito biya po ito mag-dublin. Alam nga, hindi mo manang-anak lang. I-paste pala ito, ibalik pala siya kape. Ako na lang ako.
Okay guys, are you done?
Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
Okay, change papers. Let's check your papers. Ready?
Yes.
1. The river is full of noxious materials such as cleaning agents from factories and pesticides from nearby farms.
Example, ma'am.
Example.
Lagi ako sa laptop mo nito. Wala na.
Example, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes!
Example.
Example now?
Letter B. The young girl was very aloof. She always seemed unsociable, approachable, and uninterested.
Definition,
Letter wrong. Letter B. Synonyms. Number 3. What Marty is gregarious, unlike his brother who is quiet and shy. Answer?
Antonyms, ma'am.
Yes, antonyms. Number 4. Diane was lethargic. She didn't have the energy to get out loud. Answer? Definition. Number 5. The manager wanted a weekly inspection, which is a methodological examination of all the equipment. Letter D. Definition.
Yes.
Bill felt remorse or shame for his harsh words. Answer? Letter
Hey!
B.
B. Synonyms. Number 7. The painting of the landscape is picturesque, while the one of the old houses is plain ugly. Answer?
Antonyms.
Antonyms. Good. Number 8. Attempting to avoid the accidents was futile. It was impossible for either of them to stop in time. Answer?
Example.
Antonyms. Number 9. The manager disliked obsequious behavior. Layda, keep quiet. Such as fawning and no towing. Answer.
Example.
Examples. Number 10. The dates are listed in chronological order. They start at the beginning and end with the last event.
Definition.
Definition. Okay, count the correct answer, then write the score at the top. I will call the name and then you're going to tell me the score for me to record your output. Miss John, Federizo.
9 number 10, ma'am.
Wow, very good. One mistake. Mr. Layda, Christian.
9 din, ma'am.
9. Mr. Narvaza.
8, ma'am.
8, ma'am.
Next, Miss Pena.
8, ma'am.
Very good. Now, I have an assignment for you. We're going to submit it on our next meeting. Okay? Write it in your notebook. What is comparison context clues? Assignment for to be passed in our next meeting. What is comparison context clues? Write your answer in 1/4 sheet of paper and pass it on our next meeting. Okay, do you have any questions?
No.
Clarifications?
No, ma'am.
Queries?
No.
Okay, very good. I hope you guys understand and know about our topic, which is the context clues and its types. Okay? Okay. See you again on our next meeting. Have a great day. Bye.
Thank you, ma'am.